Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Dinara. I'm from Russia. I've been here for 7 years in Bali. We have here our legendary Pauly Long, who is a digital entrepreneur and also a true influencer, social media influencer. And we probably wouldn't even hang out with each other and wouldn't even meet because we're from different social circles here. And but we got together and we're one of probably 8 people in the core team of the Canggu shortcut renovation. And we had probably 20 meetings since the end of August working on this project together. And yeah, it's been a very interesting ride. And yeah, right now Pauly is going to share with you why he actually started this project, because he was the only person who actually pushed this campaign from the beginning. And then we joined him, and yeah, so we're supporting each other, and we hope that we will have a very good result in the next 2 weeks. And yeah, Pauly.
What's up, guys? Nice to connect with you all. So yeah, I don't know where to begin, but I guess Dinara said I should explain why this whole project started on my behalf, or at least why I was motivated to do it. But yeah, I mean, I just want to do something good for the community. Honestly, I've been living here for a year now. Yesterday was actually my 1-year anniversary in Bali, December 8th. So that was cool. From the first time I ever came here, which was in January 2020 as a tourist, you know, I just fell in love with it right away. And I was planning to live here last year, but long story short, I got locked out. When I went to renew my 30-day visa back in March 2020, I went to Philippines for a 4-day trip, turned into a 4-week lockdown, couldn't get out, Bali shut its doors. That was the end of my Bali journey, as I thought. And I went back to the States and spent 9 months traveling the States. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, East Coast, and I was just bouncing around. And then I was getting ready to give up on my Bali dream and move to LA in November last year. And then one of my friends who I met out here saw that I was looking at apartments, I guess on my Instagram, because I had posted something and out in LA, and she calls me midweek as I'm looking and says, "Hey, do not go there. Bali is letting people back in with social visas." And I took that as a sign to get back to this island. And then I got back here a year ago from yesterday and been here since. And I remember when I was here the first time, I think it was either February or March 2020 is when they shut it down for like a week and a half, maybe like 10 days or so, and did whatever that repair was. And obviously it didn't hold too well because here we are now. And so I got to kind of witness that firsthand as a tourist. And then when I got back here and it started falling apart this year, and I knew that I'd be staying here, long term as a resident, I have my kitas and everything. I was just like, I don't see anything happening. I don't see anyone really taking too much action. I had heard some talks about it and kind of, rumor going around, but also, having lived in Bali for enough time, I had quickly realized that, we're all aware of the Bali schedule and how fast or slow people move here. So I thought, all right, maybe I should just take one for the team and do what I can. And so I just started using my, the power of my personal brand, my Instagram, and I just sent out a couple story posts saying, hey, who can connect me with, maybe some locals or the head of the Banjar, so that I can make a move on trying to get this road fixed for everyone. And I got tons of feedback. And sure enough, within a week, I literally had a meeting set up with Paklana, the head of Canggu, and which was crazy because I'm like, here I am thinking I'm like fresh blood in Bali. I've only lived here, a few months, and I'm sitting with the head of the Banjar. So that was a cool experience. And then I just really took action and followed up. And then I met with Chief Made, the head of Tabubinang, and I just started bouncing around and making all these connections and just took it, just took the bull by the horns and said, all right, let's get it done. And so I got in contact with Dodo, Batu Dodo, and I talked to him and told him what I wanted to do. And he said, yeah, I'll support you. I already have a big group of people who are very keen on doing this and getting it done. So let me add you to the chat. And so he added me to the group chat that he had, a lot of which were supporters of the Perenninon shortcut, which I know he was a big part of. And just kind of took it from there. And then this actually started back in
July.
I think it was even June, to be honest. Yeah, it was like June when we very first started this. And then we had like a little mini team. And then one guy, unfortunately, his father went into a coma and later passed away. And so he was a big role in the team. And within a few weeks, he's back to the UK to support his father, obviously. Two of our other people, one was Dodo, and then another person, both got very sick and were like in the hospital for a month. And then the other guy who was going to partner with me as the face of it ended up having to go back to Switzerland. And that was it. And then it was just like, I'm just sitting here like kind of twiddling my thumbs going, all right, well, that was fast. What do we do now? And then we obviously, like a month went by and nothing happened. And then Dinara and Ichi and Adrian, a few other key players all kind of came together to help me, get back on track. And ever since then, like Dinara said, we've been having weekly meetings, and that's how it came about. I just really wanted to see this get done, because it's important, as we all know. It's dangerous, as we all know, and it's something that is a really, I think it's just a cool thing to see this community come together and get done. So that's really the background of how this got started.
Well, Pauly actually and their team, the previous team, they managed to collect $10,000 by the time we joined, which was actually a very, it's a big achievement because there was no campaign going around. Everybody was doing something basically on the background. It was not so public, and when we came in, we saw that it's actually a big amount of money, taking into account that it's actually a community road, and nobody wants to take responsibility. So we have around 10 people in the team, and we probably wanted to kill each other several times because we had a lot of actually arguments and discussions around how this project should be done. But it's not easy. But while we're here, we're talking about the power of community, right? So it's very interesting right now, especially during the pandemic. A lot of people are complaining about the quality of the infrastructure, and also complaining about the fact that so many businesses are struggling, but nobody wants to actually help. Everybody just complaining, and it's very stunning. The fact that, for example, some people who have been living here for more than 10 years, nobody took action, and then somebody coming in who hasn't been living here for a year, just young guy who wants to fix the infrastructure without knowing how things are done here in Bali. Probably that was a winner, actually, because Pauly actually didn't know how things are done here, so he wasn't very scared about. But I think scared. I think he never gets scared of anything. So then when we joined, everybody had a very different motivation behind why they joined, but I think we had a very similar. Everybody had one goal. We wanted to fix the shortcut, and at that time, for example, I was, and I'm still supporting a local NGO, and I wanted to use this project as a case study for myself and the organization I'm supporting, to see how the power of community can actually help and drive the change. And we kind of got together, and we had it's actually a blessing and a challenge at the same time. We had very strong leaders who are mostly entrepreneurs. Actually, all of us are entrepreneurs, and everybody wanted to lead. And it was very difficult to get together as a team. But because we had one goal and we wanted to get this project done and be very transparent with the community and what we're doing, and we had a huge respect for each other because everybody has been volunteering. Of course, we never get paid for this, and it takes a lot of effort and work. And I think this is why actually we managed to collect the funds, and it's around $30,000 we collected right now. We need 30,000 more, but that's fine. We're gonna make it. We have people who are going to help us for sure. And then because of the amount of exposure we had for this project, amount of people who were talking about this project, and we actually had a little backlash from the community because they didn't believe that we're going to do it and that we're not going to steal the money from the community. It actually created a very big social resonance, and we got noticed by the government. And since it's a gray area and the road, actually part of it belongs to the government, part of it belongs to the local community, the responsibility for this road is actually in the gray zone. And because of the pandemic, and because right now the government has cut all the funding for the infrastructure, because all the funding must be going to the support of the the medical equipment, for example, or people suffering from COVID. They couldn't afford fixing the road, and this is where we stepped in and decided to actually fix the road. Everybody is using, and everybody has this love and hate relationship with the shortcut, right? Pauly just shared a story with me, but he's not going to share it with you guys why he actually started doing it, just because it's actually painful, basically, using this road. And the fact that so many people fell into the rice field, especially girls, because it's very difficult to keep to be on the bike while being on this road, and sometimes when the bricks are broken, then you can actually end up in the rice fields. So it's just everybody's using the shortcut, but nobody could actually drive the change and do something about it, just because there's so many things that are unknown, and the road is actually very big. It's very long. It's 800 meters. But because we had so many people who wanted to make a change, and Batu Bolong, who is the co-founder of Labrisa and founder of Bali, he had an experience of doing a small shortcut in Peruvian, and he actually helped us navigate with the local community, with the Banjar as well. And this is where we are. Basically, right now, we took the top layer of the road, and we're going to put limestone on it, and then we're going to put asphalt in the next 2 weeks, and it's going to be ready by Christmas. Nobody believed in it. Yeah, but it's happening.
Is everyone on this call in Bali, or is this all scattered in different locations?
I think most of the people in Bali, except for Shelton. Shelton is in the States. Hey, Jerome.
Yes, like I think we have like mostly Bali people on the call today, Pauly.
So everyone here is mostly everyone here is driven across the road, right? Like we all okay. I didn't know if we were talking to foreigners or got it. Cool. Does anyone
we can ask people to give us this little sign, like either put on their videos or like give it like an applause sign, like which I'm doing right now, giving a thumbs up. So I have used the shortcut. Like lately, it's like disaster, but I'm so happy you're doing this. I mean, and we have a question already here. Like, is there any talk about making the shortcut a one-way street?
One way? I mean,
it is a one-way street for the cars.
For cars or for everyone?
I mean, you elaborate on that. I don't know. I'm driving.
For cars. I mean,
it is a one-way street, actually.
Yeah, right now it's been a while because of the pole. So I mean, there are some cars every now and again that screw up and go over it the wrong way from Berawa to Canggu. Yeah. You're only supposed to go from Canggu to Berawa, not from Berawa to Canggu. But obviously the pole was just taken out the other day. If you guys all saw that. But I mean, are we keeping it? We're keeping it that way. We're keeping it that way.
We have a famous Canggu pole that prevents cars from entering the shortcut. And it's actually a very famous figure in the Canggu community. And there is an Instagram account, it's called Canggu Pole. They've been helping us a lot. So the Canggu pole is actually a metal thing that's is on the road, but it's not there right now because our contractor took it out. Actually, we had a plan to prevent trucks and cars from using the shortcut. But unfortunately, because of the government and a lot of politics and the community pressure, we cannot do it right now because it's not our road. So, but still, we're trying to probably sort out the height barriers to prevent big trucks from entering, because it's a type 3 road. It's called environmental road, so it's not a highway. It's not supposed to be used by heavy trucks. But because of the situation with the Jalan Raya Canggu, it's so busy, and it's usually there's a lot of traffic there. A lot of cars are using this, so we will see. We will try our best to make sure that the community enjoys the roads, and we will not have heavy cars using this.
I personally was surprised that nobody did that before. I had the idea before that, like, you guys, like, coming from Russia and from the US, needed to meet here to make this happen for the community. Thinking about, I mean, I know I've been following that project over the last couple of months. There have been quite a good amount of challenges for you guys, right? So what do you wish for to happen during the next couple of weeks so that we can use the shortcut in 2022?
Well, first of all, we need 30,000 more US dollars to pay for the materials, because we actually managed to reduce the budget for the project by half. It was 2 billion rupiah, but then we had 1.3 billion, and now it's 900 billion rupiah only for the materials, because we're not paying for the work. The Ministry of Housing and Infrastructure of Indonesia actually sponsoring the part of the work, because they're providing the labor and the equipment. So we just need to pay for the materials. So this week we start paying for the asphalt, and we just need more people to actually trust that this project is a legit project, and it's going to improve the community and the life of the community, and actually it's going to show how different people can get together in the face of big challenge like a pandemic. And one of the biggest challenges is infrastructure in Bali. So we're basically supporting local entrepreneurs, because this road is actually connecting businesses and communities in busy districts of Canggu. So we need more support, and we need more trust, and a little bit more money. I think would be great to get together with the leaders of the community, what we can do after this project, because we have an amazing experience, we have amazing support, and we actually can do a lot more, but all together. Because right now we're doing it basically 10 people. We don't really have a lot of support from the community, except for even the big leader, the group that we have, the big leaders, entrepreneurs. They're still skeptical about it, but they can see that actually everything is happening, and we're definitely fixing the road. And actually another one is the cars that are not supposed to be using the shortcut right now. They're still using the shortcut. So it would be great if they stayed away from the shortcut until Christmas.
Yeah. So, like, amazing what I'm hearing, Dinara and Pauly. Like, thank you so much. We have a few questions here, but before we go in there, like you were talking about, what you need is, you need some more funds, but also like you're open to like people to share like their contributions in whatever way. So if I would like to connect to you either with financial support or like with like support in the team structure, how can I do that, Dinara?
Can you repeat the question?
What was the question?
Like, how do I give you money, and how can I support in the team? Like, how do I can connect to the team?
That's a great question. First of all, we have a website. It's called shortcutcanggu.com. And we have an Instagram account, Fix the Shortcut. You can connect directly to me or Pauly. We have actually different platforms and different ways you can donate. You can donate through an Indonesian platform called Mayar. It's on the website. You can send us Bitcoins. You can also donate through Kita Bisa. We have a small campaign there, or directly to our bank account. Bank account is a joint business account established by Pauly and another wonderful person, Dom, who is also a part of the team. Yeah, you can donate. We have different ways.
Okay, cool. And you said you need another $30,000 US. Is this correct?
Ideally, it would be great if we have this amount. Otherwise, we will owe the money to the contractor.
Yeah,
for the materials.
I feel bad for the workers, because they're the ones who are really taking a loss. I mean, not a loss, but they're being put on hold. Essentially, they're working until the government can fulfill their quote unquote IOUs that they're essentially giving the workers, you know, saying, hey, look, we don't have the budget to pay you guys right now, but the group, you know, us are raising the money. However, until that money is raised, we're going to have to get you to work without too much pay. And that's, you know, it's sad, because now that puts us at a double-edged sword, because it's like we need to get the project done, but then the workers aren't getting fully compensated until who knows when next year, you know. So it's something that, like, we're doing it, but obviously we want to look out for the local people as well, who are putting their blood, sweat, and tears into the actual physical labor of it, which is why it's so important for everyone to donate. Otherwise, we're, you know, if it all falls back on the people here, and they're the ones who are putting on the gloves and getting the hammers and nails and doing it. We're just the ones that are setting it up. So yeah, if you really do care about Bali, as everyone here always claims to say, but then, you know, doesn't really show it that much. It's like, if you really do, then take care of the people who are taking care of you. They're the ones who are actually building the road. So look out for them and send the money so that we can actually get them paid, because the government will not pay them until the money is raised, but they are going to make them work. And so, you know, it's like we want to get the project done, but we also want them to be compensated for it.
We have a question from Jan. Jan, thank you so much. We actually did a professional soil test in end of September, beginning of October, and we have a professional civil engineer in the team, and he has been advising us and the contractors, and we've had a few meetings with the contractor as well, to see how we can improve and reinforce the walls, the retaining walls on the east side of the shortcut, where it's usually breaking. So there are bore poles actually, and the wire mesh and concrete reinforcement, concrete belt, and we're going to use limestone and then asphalt on top, because this is how actually professionals have been recommending us to do this way. Yeah, thanks. Any more questions?
Yeah, we have just, I mean, I think you answered most of them already. I think it's an amazing project, and we have like the websites up here. We are spot on time. It's just 1 minute left here in the talk. Thank you for sharing here. So we understand the government is actually not like paying the salaries, like so we need to raise that money like from the communities.
Yeah. We have one question from Ginger Lu. we cannot do the toll. It's a community road, and there's a lot of politics, and it's not that we're doing it and we do whatever we want. We actually support the community, but the decisions must be taken, and we need to take into account a lot of things. We need to take into account the heads of both villages and also the local Balinese community, and there's a lot of actually pressure. So we cannot just do what we want and then put it, like use it as a tool.
We talked about it, but
Yeah.
but then it's really hard to manage too, you know, because then it's like you have to hire workers at each end of the road, which means if people are stopping to pay a toll, it's the amount of traffic it would cause too would be so hectic, considering the small gap that you have to actually get out of the road at each end, which is, you know, at that point, it's like, is it even a shortcut if it causes, you know, 15 minutes of backup traffic just to collect tolls on busy days? And then not only that, but like Dinara said too, it's, you know, if anything, it would be a toll for maybe like the tourists and all that, but then now it becomes like a whole prejudice thing against tourists versus locals, because obviously we don't want to tax the locals who are already struggling financially. Just to, you know, we don't want to tax a Grab driver for having to go over the shortcut to deliver food to make ends meet. So there's a lot of politics with that make it very challenging. Santa. Yeah. Good idea. Sure. Yeah. Elf on the shelf, right? We'll just get them to sit there and collect imaginary tolls.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dinara. Thank you, Pauly, for not only the talk, but for your like efforts and contribution and initiative to connect these two places, these two cities down in Canggu area together with a nice road we can use, like hopefully in the next year. And with that, we have like the websites and also the site for the donation in the chat. So please click on, everybody can click on that. And thank you guys for joining us, and hope to see you soon, both.